What's good, YouTube family? Thank y'all for tuning back into another video. Make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. This puts me more in YouTube's algorithm so that I can reach more people while using the gifts and abilities that God has given me to glorify Him and His name, to spread the gospel, and to make Him and His name known. I just want to thank everybody in advance for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'm super grateful and blessed for every single person who clicked on this video. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this tutorial. As y'all seen before, y'all seen me prep the hair before I picked up any clipper or trimmer. You want to do that with any haircut, it doesn't matter what it is. And as you can see, I am using the Babyliss Low Pro FX Low Profile High Performance Clipper and Trimmer in this video. This is actually my first cut with this clipper and this trimmer. The only thing I did with the clipper before I cut him, I had cut my beard down with the number 8 guard. Y'all might be wondering why I'm cutting against the grain, and it's because this client doesn't really care about having waves. So instead of cutting with the grain, I'm cutting against the grain so I can get a more even haircut. We're going to be performing a high taper. So I'm going to bottom out from the bottom of his vertical bar to the top of his ear. Then I'm going to hit his beard. Make sure it's nice and straight. When you set in your borrowed lines, you want to make them nice, straight, and even as possible. This is the foundation of your haircut, and it's going to play a big factor in how clean and how even of a haircut that you can get. When it comes to the guideline in the back, I'm going to make sure that I set it straight across, make it nice and even. And y'all can see the bump on the back of his head. I'm going to make sure that I give myself enough room to fade into that, but I did not want to take the fade higher than that. On this side, you just rinse, repeat, and do the same exact thing that you did on the other side. Make sure that they're matched up because you want your haircut to be uniform. Here goes an example of me flicking out. This is flicking out. This is laying the blade flat. With that being said, to get into the fading process, I have my blade open and I'm going to flick out to establish my first guideline. Then I'm going to lay my blade flat and go to the top of the guideline that we just established. That's because I want to get the hair all even, all one length. Now I close the lever halfway, go halfway up the guideline. I'm going to close the lever one more notch, go halfway up that halfway of the guideline. Then I'm going to close the lever all the way and take the bottom line out completely, making the fade as smooth as possible. And in my opinion, the blade open and close is the most important part of the fade because it's going to determine how smooth of a transition that you can create in your fade. Now when it comes to using clipper over comb to fade, the big side of your comb is going to be like a 1.5 guard. The little side of your comb is going to be like a 0.5 guard or a half guard. So as you can see, it's like I'm using the 1.5 now. And since we cut his hair down with the number 2 guard against the grain, this should cut right up into that. I make sure that I start with my blade open, and I'm just going to make it all even right here in this area to give myself room to work with. And then as I go lower into the fade, I'm going to close my lever. So y'all can see I'm making sure that this is all the blade open on the 1.5 side. Now I have my lever closed and I'm going to go to the bottom where that line is. And in this step, I'm not looking to take this line out completely with this side of the comb. I'm just looking to soften it up so that I can flip my comb and use the half guard side so that I can take the line out completely. Make sure that when y'all are watching, y'all are paying attention to what side of the comb I'm using and also where my lever is, like how open or closed is my blade. Now I'm using the 0.5 or the 0 side of the comb, and notice how I really don't have to do too much. I softened it up very well with the 1.5 side. Now at this point, I'm pretty much just doing detail work. So by detail work, I mean lever play, so opening and closing my blade when need be. And I'm using corner work. So I'm using the corner of my blade to pinpoint dark spots and bring them to the light. You already know what I like to get into on this side. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the message. Alright, so for my message for today, I miss my grandma. We just talked on the phone earlier today. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read y'all her favorite chapter of the Bible, which is Psalms 91. And what better way to give y'all a message than to read it straight from the Word of God. Psalms 91. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the hunter and from the deadly pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall find protection. His faithfulness shall be your shield and wall. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that pursues in darkness, nor of the destruction that strikes at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling, there shall be no evil befall you, neither shall any plague come near your tent. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to guard you in all your ways. They shall bear you up in their hands, lest you strike your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble, and I will deliver him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Psalm 78 verse 7 says, but they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments. I need y'all to go read Galatians 3 verses 7 through 9 and Galatians 3:29. If you are Christ, then you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. Y'all, we as believers are joint heirs with Jesus Christ. Do not forget that, and don't forget that Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Revelations 1:8. For the hairline preparation, I'm going to take my small brush and I'm going to brush all the way around his head, especially in the areas that I'm going to be lining up to knock off any loose hairs. The artist doesn't paint on a dirty canvas. As a barber, you are an artist. Make sure that you're not cutting on a dirty canvas. Now I have a neck strip with alcohol on it, and I'm just going to wipe the areas that I'm going to be cutting. I'm going to blow dry that. Then I'm going to come in with some holding spray. This is Trust Me Volume 4 or 5, I believe. Next, I'm going to take hairspray, spray it on the neck strip, and I'm going to wipe any area that I'm going to be cutting. The reason I'm going to do this is I want to do it in the direction that it is growing, because I want to stretch it out to where it holds it in that spot to where I can get the best cut possible, and I don't have to work too hard. Work smarter, not harder. I'm going to blow dry it, and now I have my trimmers, and I like to set in my slant. After I set in my slant, once I get to around the top of the ear, that's when I'm going to end up converting to the last couple teeth of my blade or the corner of my blade, and I'm going to finish making this arch shape around the ear. Make sure that when you do an ear lineup, you do not push it back. You do not have to push any lines back to make them crispy and make them pop. Just keep them as natural as possible. Keeping the haircut as natural as possible is going to be the best option for you and your client. Make sure that you always solidify your lineups. By solidifying your lineup, I mean make sure that you put your first lineup in, keeping it natural as possible. Make sure after you put your first lineup in, you comb the hairs down, and then you cut the overhanging hairs. If there's any hairs hanging over, make sure that you cut them in the line that you already have established. This is going to give the client the best lineup possible and the most lasting lineup possible, which is going to give the client the best haircut and lineup possible. In the front, I like to work my way from the front of the head to the side. Once the side meets the front, I'm going to tap in the vertical bar, and then I'm just going to rinse, repeat, and do the same thing on the other side. Y'all can see how I'm just taking my time, being very patient, and working my way from the middle to the right side of his head. This is what I mean. When the front meets the side, that's when I'm going to tap in the vertical bar, and I'm going to get that nice 90-degree angle. Now, like I said, I'm just rinsing and repeating, doing the same thing on this side. And you can see how crispy this thing is naturally, how it's looking already, and we ain't even done with the lineup, man. That's what happens when you have very great lineup preparation and you have some good clippers like this, man. These clippers hit, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. At first I didn't like how they felt, but I'm really getting used to them. And I can't say too much because I have a review coming this week for y'all about these clippers and the trimmers, because I've been using them for about 2 weeks now. Right here, y'all, I'm just clearing the forehead. Sometimes we have hair that grows on our forehead, and that's just the way to get the best cut. Alright, y'all, so this is before enhancements. As y'all can see, we definitely did not need them. The haircut was naturally crispy, but we're going to go ahead and add them in there because the client likes them. I use Kiss Express, and I'm just going in, spraying a very light amount. You don't want to spray too much. This is really gonna, what Kiss does is it stains the skin, so it's gonna last 3 to 5 days. Because it is a semi-permanent, and the key is to not spray too much. You want to make it look natural as possible. Like I said, that's the thing with the enhancements. You want it to enhance the cut, but you don't want to do too much. After I use the Kiss Express, the liquid, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come in with some BJ Cuts hair fibers. With the fibers, with this gun particularly, I just got a new fiber gun because this one just sprays too much. But with this gun, I was just so used to just spraying a lot on and then just combing it through and getting it to where it looked natural. I use the big side of my comb first and then the finer side, because then the finer side is going to pull more of the fibers out. And I just really comb until I get it to where it's got a little even look to it. Now, when you use hair fibers, you have to line the hair up after. Make sure that when you line the hair fibers up that you line them in the natural lineup that you've already created and that you don't push it back just because of fibers. That's a very important step. Alright y'all, so to get into his beard, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick it out, making sure that I get it all picked out, even up under his chin. Then I'm going to shape it up, and y'all can see how I'm shaping it up. I like to start on one side, work my way to the middle of it. Then I'm going to shape it up on this side, up under it, looking at the side angle. It's all about looking at the beard at angles, making sure that it's completely even. Then rinse and repeating, doing the same thing on this side. I'm going to pick it out again and just knock out any loose hairs that I can see. I'm gonna line up under his jaw, keep it real full and thick. Then I'm gonna tap in this beard right here on the side. Make sure I clear all the hair out. And I'm gonna rinse, repeat, and do the same thing on this side. With the razor, I'm gonna hold my razor at a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna stretch the skin, and I'm gonna just let the razor do the work. I'm not gonna press too hard. You don't want to cut the client. I'm gonna create this beard shape. Y'all can see I started from the top and went to the top of his lip. Tap in the vertical bar. I'm gonna do his front line up. Do the other vertical bar, and I'm gonna do the other side of his beard. So I'm gonna ask the client to blow his cheeks so I can set the guideline at the top of his cheek. I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna make sure that both sides are even, and then I'm gonna finish the beard line up. See how I went it over it a couple times? Now to tap in his mustache, I'm just gonna tap it in. If the client doesn't say, then I like to base the mustache off how big and full and thick is the client's beard. Like, how big your beard is to me is how your mustache, to me, in my opinion, should be based off how your beard looks. Man, y'all can see this thing is crispy. Alright y'all, this is the final look on the cut. If y'all was able to sit through this 14-minute video of me, then I truly appreciate y'all. If y'all came because you like watching barber videos, I hope you were satisfied. If you came to learn something, I hope that you take something from my game, apply it to your game, and advance in your career, in your craft, and in your life. And if you came for the message, I hope that it touched your heart, your soul, your mind, and your body. Let me know what y'all think about this cut in the comment section. I think this cut turned out fire. Taper butter, line up extra crispy. Really enjoying these clippers, man. And yeah, I think this might be one of the best transformations I ever done. But who knows, man, because I do this all the time. And this is just another day. This is a day that I get to put it in front of y'all, man. So this is just one of them cuts I get to put in front of y'all. And I'm super grateful and blessed to have the equipment and the ability to be able to do that. All the power going on, and praise be to God. I'm humble at Jesus' feet. Without Jesus, I'm nothing but a filthy rag inside of God, and I cannot do anything. With Jesus, I'm the righteousness of God, and I can do all things. And yeah, man, I'm just super grateful to be able to get this to y'all. Like I said, let me know what y'all think about this cut in the comment section. Make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure that y'all follow me on Instagram at Lake Fades, same exact username. Make sure that y'all follow me on and add me on all social medias at Lake Fades. If y'all have any questions or just want to get to know me more personally, make sure that y'all follow me on Instagram. I want to start going live on there more often. I want to get more engagement on there. I want to be able to get back to y'all more. So make sure that y'all follow me on there. Thank y'all for tuning back into the Lake Show. I hope to see you back on the next video, and may God bless.